Now we're good. So my mic cut out. I don't know when it cut out, and just in case this has all started without my mic being on, let me restart the video. Basically, what's up, guys? I'm the Gundrop Gamer. You are watching the Gundrop Gaming channel, and we are doing some Contra 3 with this Peashooter only. We're allowing pickups bombs in this because it's not low percent. This is me doing a challenge run because I'm not able to run the game really good yet, and doing challenge runs like this can help you get good. And as you've probably noticed, don't know the boss all that well, and that's because when you're playing on any percent hard mode, you just usually take him out too quick. He usually does maybe one attack and that's it. And that was an extremely good clear. I am actually very proud of that section. Just took everything that I've learned from the other times I played, and just things went perfect. Okay, this time I should be all the way to the right. That way he doesn't hit me. And make sure I held the R button to turn around. And like I said, I am allowing pickup and usage of bombs, more than one per life, more than one per game, because that's low percent is you get one bomb. I didn't like how I was set up for that. I'd really like to have all my lives for this boss. So other than making a poor jump there, everything went pretty well. And I think on some level, I'm kind of learning how to do this boss better. Really only using so many bombs so that I can guarantee more hits on them. Okay, that went very not too bad. I'm decently fairly proud of that. Started off with him. The guy who only attacks you if your back is turned to him. So that spinny thing is the best way to get your back turned to him. That was the most reckless way to come into that guy. This guy won't come out if we are shooting. Oh. But he will shoot us if we're not ducking. And now I have no way to take it. Oh, why do you have to do this? like if I pick up a barrier by accident, it's like no big deal. That doesn't like, in my mind, nullify the run in any way. Um, if I pick up a weapon that I do not, if I pick up a weapon I don't want, if I pick up a weapon, period, I don't have to immediately kill myself, but I just don't want to be using that weapon. So, oh, that was done. Getting past this guy. I should stop breaking his balls if just killing that. Because I kept thinking that, hey, I had to both kill half his balls and his thing in order to get him to start spinning. But that does not seem to be the case. So yeah, I had in mind a very specific setup I wanted to do with this boss, and then I totally ruined it by talking while I was wanting to set it up. Because as soon as you get him to where he spins out of being able to hit him, as soon as you're no longer manipulating him, like you can't get his eye very quickly. Okay, I don't think he's doing that because he passed a damage threshold or anything. It might be, but it seems to be random whether he wants to jump or he wants to spin. So we're already doing much better than last week because I know that I used a continue on stage 2 last week. And I used, I think, all the rest of them on this level. Slowly. I don't know why I felt like I needed to stand around and wait for that to happen. Okay. Terribly bad with Peashooter, you don't necessarily get a lot of shots in. I should have jumped down there. Maybe. I don't know if it would have really given me that many more shot opportunities. Okay. This part, wait for the missiles, walk. At any percent you can actually shoot up, grab those Contras, and then spreads if you really want them. But no. Nobody wants spreads. What do you think this is Contra 1? I do want to kill these for extra score right now. Last week I was just kind of screwing around when I did it, but this time I actually do want to get something out of it. Oh, I got something out of it, guys. Ah, I trapped myself. And I didn't even need to, like, that was like the same amount of space on that time. So I didn't need to do that. Yeah, that was going to be kind of bad anyway, because even getting through him, I still had to climb up without getting killed. And I just used my only bomb. Slow down here. Kill who you can kill. Oh. Alright. And I got notification that somebody's streaming that I want to get a hold of. It's like, I'm streaming. You know, you generally don't want to be watching somebody else's stream. I want to stay focused on what I'm doing in my chat because, you come here, you want to watch me play, and you want to maybe chat with me. Or maybe you just want to sit back and lurk. Either one. Either one is perfectly fine with me. Just to prove that I could have gotten him if I wanted. Okay. Maybe not screw around and shoot these at all then. Since they ended up giving us a death, which probably did cost us the potential to win there. Because I would have had one more bomb for him. Well, actually, I would have had two more bombs for him. Because I carried two bombs up with me. Right there, he could have had it if he wanted. Something's going on here. He is being way too nice. There you go. He went for that. Ooh. I went up a little too high. Not quite low enough. Almost dead. Okay, well, I mean, we made it. Only one continue down, so I can't even remember if we made it to stage 4 last time. I just know I did very wrong things here. But good things for, getting closer to more lives. I don't know why I thought that would work. I know I thought that was going to work. Taking things really slow, make sure we just kill everything on the way. Almost jumped right into a bullet. So, not gonna lie, may not make it through this. Ah! I don't know why I forgot to go up there. I was worried about him jumping up to there. And I had to, barely be 1 or 2 pixels too far to the right so that guy could have jumped up there and killed me. I didn't really have time to kind of center myself where I wanted. Okay, nice. You sometimes forget how quickly you can kill guys. Beautiful. That was very beautiful. Okay, this time we're gonna go slow again. Make sure we kill everything on the way. I'm just kind of guessing, but I mean, I'm guessing right. Okay, perfect. I'm guessing right that those guys aren't jumping up and hitting me. Okay, decent. Okay, I was guessing that I was going to clobber him there. That was the whole reason why I was being stubborn and wanted to move, because I thought that I could get him. So there, I did look up, literally right before I started the stream, I looked up a couple different videos of people doing low percent. There is a way to, there's a way to two-cycle this boss, but it involves taking deaths, and I don't want to take any deaths on purpose like that. So we already took 2 deaths to him. We're not going to take more than 2 on purpose. More than the 2 that we already took. I should say it like that. That's something you just take your emulator and save state for. Oh. Almost didn't jump down in time because I was trying to get more hits in on him. So that was pretty decent. Considering we had one or two stupid deaths there, it all went pretty well. So I fully expect to make it to stage 5. Because this isn't too terribly difficult. Oh, is that who we died on? I think I know who we died on. I think I said something like, we're not going to play this boss, or the one that likes to jump around, the black soldier with his red friends that like to randomly jump out. I think that was where we game over it. I think I said I don't want to try and do this safely. We're just gonna follow him around, and that used up our last continue. Fairly certain that's how that went. It only got that bad because shoot. Might as well go straight over here then. Only got that way because that one boss. Saver than anything else, and also because I think that probably was at a decent time to help save my life. I do not think I can kill this thing at all. At least not before it shoots. Quickly we can kill this guy. Just do know that we need to be very careful about where it jumps to, because if it jumps too far back, that wouldn't spread that way. Get out of here, spreads. You can tell by whether it comes from the weapon, right? Which one it is. But yeah. As I already proved, if you jump too far back, or if he jumps too far back, then he will hit you. So that was a decent fight against that guy. And this guy used to be the main mind's existence, but right now I don't think he's going to be too big of an issue. We've had times, I think, where we had already been at low percent from when we got up to the boss and still beat him up though. Tried to shoot downwards. Oh! I tried to jump upwards. So neither of those things happened. My jump to the right on purpose. This is bad. Bad. Poorly handled. I kind of panicked at the end there, not gonna lie. For some dumb reason, thinking that I had to do things the way I did. And I did not. It seemed like a much cleaner kill. sloppier kill. At least it started out sloppier. Seemed to be decent at not getting hit by his thing that grapples onto. That was exclusive. It grapples onto the center of the missile. Myself, apparently. I was gonna try and take out the bottom one, but just kind of whichever one makes sense to go after. Sometimes that's the one you gotta go after. Yeah, this is gonna be totally different than last time. That was kind of just a bit of luck there. I shouldn't be using any more bombs, really, I don't think. It's not like I need the extra damage. Yeah, that cluster was just a bit unfortunate. So 5 lives? 5 lives. Hey, Kate. So yeah, we definitely have, this is APB for basically Peashooter only, for no weapons. I get way too. We're playing Contra 3. Like I said, no Peashooter only, so we're not picking up any weapons. It seems to be working out pretty well. Me just not being as scared of these guys, because kind of like the big thing is. I'll be scared to move into a place where there's ants, and because I don't want them to kill me, because I feel claustrophobic going anywhere near them. And that kind of thinking gets me killed. Okay. We are, like, honestly, I didn't know what to expect when I started doing this, but it feels like I'm going to catch this fairly quickly. I don't think it's going to be that big of an issue to beat this with Peashooter only, while allowing use of bombs. I'm feeling pretty confident. And also that the same portion, the first portion of the brain fight is the one that was most concerned about. I had to look that up again because I was like, am I going to be able to do this? Okay, good fireball pattern helps quite a bit. Really good fireball fight. There was that one that came out like really quickly. I was pretty worried about that one. My double tap L manipulation not working. There we go. fight. Here we go. Okay, I will get to you a little bit later. I did message you back. So if you haven't checked that out, go ahead and check that out. I think this is a bomb. Yep. To be honest, this is kind of a concerning part as well, but you know, I've already seen somebody do it. I watched, you know, both. I've watched this a long time ago. Both Mike Matei and trying to focus here, and Mr. K doing the strats on low percent. So this is just how it goes. If you try and get up in his face and shoot him and kill all these things, it's not going to work. It's something I've kind of tried before and got myself murdered. Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. We will talk more further in detail, but I would like you to use the sprites that I gave you. Like I said, you can alter the color of the one sprite, like I said, but I don't want you to alter anything else. I want you to create environments for the sprites. I don't want you to recreate or reimagine the sprites. That's what's going to work out best. Get up to the heart on the first try. We might be seeing the brain on this second attempt ever, really. Okay, that's fine. Just can't use that. Oh, I didn't want to pick up the fire. Shoot. Yeah, that's all right. And don't like feel bad or anything. Like this is why we're doing this way. Is because I've had pretty much anyone that I've had working on my stuff, they've done the same thing. So I just need to make sure that we are on the same page while we're doing things, because I've got everything set how I want it. And I want to make sure that everything that is being created for me, for my channel, for everything is recognizable. Things a little bit more difficult for this area because I'm used to being able to just like fire whenever I want to, and that's that's not the case here. And there's a lot of sprites that appear on screen, and they're a little bit random, which is why I was wanting to fire so much. And I think I had like 2 extra lives at the time, so had I not done what I did, we probably would have been okay. Clear this out. Which is unfortunate because, now we're in the heart. Anyone who's done the heart, you just know. This is kind of god awful. And unfortunately, we do not have an extra continue to fall back on. And we just got a life, so it's not likely we're going to grab another life. So completely possible that we get past this one to the next guy, but I don't think we're going to be doing super great. Hello, Leslie. Playing Contra 3. Peashooter only, which means that I can use as many bombs as I want. In fact, I'll be using a lot of bombs. As many as I get. But we're not picking up really anything else. That was a good pattern. Yeah, I'll check out Twitter later. I usually give people a follow back on Twitter unless they look like they're a spam account. Yeah, really not expecting a win here. If we had, maybe a couple more continues, then maybe we could expect a win. But, even making it this far, on the second attempt ever, I kind of want to save my bombs. Like it may be something where it could, I guess that's kind of the question. So we made it past him, but very unsure about the next. I'll get to your comment as soon as I can, Hazel. Hazel Kate. Just, this needs my my focus, no matter how small it might be right now. Yeah, even though we're out of continues, we can still do a quick run back here. This is what's neat about this challenge is, I had to fight the first boss completely different. There's just been sections of this game that just had to be done completely differently. Yeah, the only color that I would want you to alter would be the background towers, because I do that as well. Just 1 second. Because I'm not... Okay. Just the way I have things set up, I wasn't seeing I was seeing kind of like the overlay for when I'm offline instead of actually, because I'm watching the screen to make sure, you know, I don't have any buffers or anything. So I'm watching just as you guys would be watching. But yeah, basically, yeah, you are to leave the characters as they are, and you are to create an environment that looks like it would be suited for them. Okay, so there's two different ways, and one of them is just to shoot straight up, but I think this is probably going to be the best way. Oh, I was supposed to jump there. Okay, that's fine. We'll just run it back again. Hopefully I will be able to do as good or better at getting back there. We definitely would like, you know, doing better getting back there. That's kind of the goal. Anytime you're doing something like this is, you know, do a little bit better every time. Or sometimes do a lot better. Just depending on how things happen. Yeah, I really feel like just kind of pausing and taking out the mobs. It's like it does cost like oh, that was sloppy. It costs like a second or two, and that can be like the reason to not want to do it, but yeah, not really that big of a deal. I guess I could learn to do this part without the tank, but it's, I don't know. It's faster. If it were something where, you know, you take several of those tanks around many portions of a level, then that might feel like a little bit cheating and stuff. But the fact that I'm taking it across one short section, that doesn't feel too bad. Oh, I thought he had just finished. And he did finish, like, all over my face. It was a beautiful experience. That was. I will never forget that. I hope he at least calls me afterwards. Let's just make this as weird as possible. Alright, get on out of here. Oh, okay. Apparently you have to go really fast if you want to do it like that. I'm thinking I had one more bomb, but that would have been if I didn't die. having the left weapon open for the start of stage 2 here, because it lines up with the enemy better so that you're hitting them and you can get cover. If you so need it. Taken care of. This guy, maybe not so much. Got him though. We got our life. Okay. He stopped shooting, guy. Which one we haven't done yet? Maybe it was back turn. Because they always use the same 5 patterns. And they're kind of randomized for the start. Needed, we will take out enemies. That way we don't risk taking a death. I started too late again. Alright, whatever. Take out his tail as soon as possible. Really the only problem with taking out the tail and not anything else is that those pods will shoot at you, which I only really ever paid attention to, like literally the last time we fought them, was that's something that happens, is those pods will shoot at you for kind of like a bullet hell, but I don't care what they're doing, because like as long as you're moving, they don't hit you. Again. Should be fairly simple. You know, even taking a death like right at the beginning of stage 3 is far superior than having to do this boss again. Just massively losing time for no reasons. Still gonna try and make it to, you know, at least the midway on these 0 lives that we have. Especially because we'll probably, if we can make it to the midway, we'll probably have gained another life. And of course, like, you know, anyone who's watched any part of Contra 3, they know that the second mid-boss of this stage is the worst one. Just period. That's okay. Take things a little bit slower. you off, kill you off, kill you off, and kill you. Wait for this guy. Oop. Jump the laser. Nobody wants lasers. Almost forget that that guy's there. We just want a little bit of extra. Little extra. Oh. Score. When possible. This is definitely not a bombable moment, but you know, after you beat this guy, if you just can't dodge those missiles, and I've been showing you guys exactly how to dodge those missiles. It gives you plenty of time to... that was dumb. It gives you plenty of time to shoot both the crush and the spread so that you can grab them afterwards. And yeah, I did have to learn myself. But, you know, I like it. I like how that works. That we can just learn as we go. Maybe some of us are learning together. Okay. Then I had plenty of time to shoot that. So as long as you're running in one direction, you should be okay. You know, just jump the missiles if needed. Hold this guy's hand. Tell him you love him. Give him waffles. Who's a good boy? You gonna behave? You gonna be a good boy for me? You're already not being a good boy because you just... I shot a bomb and you did not open. Okay, behaving better. Or maybe I'm playing better. I don't know which. Probably both. Really watch your sprite's movement. You should be okay. So he gets you pretty dang low. There, I just had to take a chance. I shouldn't have necessarily gone up that high, but you know, I took a chance. It paid off. This time we'll just chance it like this because it's going to be, as we saw last time, it's going to be as big of a chance either way that I was going to get knocked off. I had to double check. I was like, wait, did I scroll the screen far enough? Yeah, other than that, I got what? I don't think I took a single death on that boss. I didn't. So that was pretty damn good. That could have, I mean, it could have been done a little bit faster, but I'm proud of how that went. As long as I'm not playing too bad, we should get this on the first try. Okay. Oh, take it slow. Kind of jumping at random, and that's how you know that you're probably going to get hit. Okay, well, we can still win. base over here as well. Good pattern. Fortunately, the amount of lives we have is not good. That's alright, we will continue to play as we did last time. Jumped up a little bit earlier, probably could have been aiming at him a little bit longer. Yep. That's precisely why I got exactly as far away from him as I did, because I wanted to be able to jump down and dodge the lasers if I was pressing left. And I kind of did that on purpose just to test it out, see if it would work. Like, you know, as long as you're getting the full hits in and everything, it's good. Almost a little too slow there, but almost doesn't count. Almost means that we still have our life. Ah, no, 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 no. Of all the ways I could have died, going too soon. Alright. Well, that's not how this challenge is going to go. I'm proud of the progress that we made today. This is going to be the last attempt. So, you know, as soon as we either beat the boss or run out of continues, this attempt ends. Okay, I didn't know that could shoot twice. You learn something dumb every day, as Bender would say. Get out of here, Sprite. Nobody loves you. Nobody knows the troubles I've seen. Who doesn't love Spaceballs? Probably people born after the year 2000 that just never heard of Spaceballs. Like, wait. Where we're at right now. I definitely cannot kill him. Okay. Up here to the right. Like, no, I definitely can kill him. I just couldn't kill him before he shot. So I'm not gonna stay up there where he can shoot me. Okay. This time when we die, let's try and make it not so stupid. Just have to we have to phrase it in the worst way possible. This time when we die. This time when we die is hopefully going to be an actor we leave as boss. We're proud of that. I was a little bit worried about that positioning if it was going to hit him or not. I do love how those lasers are set up to follow you, that as long as you're moving, they don't really mess with you. Ooh, so close. Window cigarette. Oh, shoot. Wasn't even thinking about that. I was just thinking I'll probably be able to get does anything before he shoots his fire, and maybe that would have been the case if I hadn't gotten hit by a laser. So I probably that was on me. I should have kept moving. Okay, this time let's not shoot at the thing. And then we can shoot wherever we want. Because getting to kill some of these things actually, matters. Score matters. Only because score gets you life. I haven't figured out the exact pattern of how the score works for lives. It's not really that thing, one of those things that's like that big of a deal. I just know that you get one after, 20,000 score, and then it's like maybe 20,000, 40,000, 20,000, 40,000. It's weird how it happens. It's just going to mess up my shots. Not an exact science, but again, that's just the safest way that I'm not to do it. Okay, this guy is going to shoot, so we let him shoot, and then jump out. Just gonna stay right up on him. Travel back and forth. That's probably between the first and second time I killed him as far as speed goes. First time was pretty slow. Second time it went a little bit more quickly than I thought it would. I'm surprised he has never grappled me so far on the percent. Okay, so it's possible that we get through this on the first try. I don't know how possible it's going to be. I'm going to do the best I can to make it possible. That time I don't know. It was impossible for me to tell the way things were going which missile I had to get on. I knew that one was going to soon. Wasn't sure how soon. I just knew it wasn't going to be a good idea to go back down there. So iffy the weather will survive this. Mostly worried about randomly blowing up to those. Yeah. To those mines. Okay. So not really as much at stake here, so things will probably go a lot better. I moved back a little bit there, so that was interesting. Plus 10 evasion to spreads. catch me like completely off guard, I suppose that would work. If I just have no reflexes that day, which can happen, I can come to the party a little bit tired. It has happened before. If I had continued with the direction that I was jumping, I wouldn't have had it. As far as I could tell, now, like a playback would probably reveal different, but as far as I could tell from my point of view, I was not going to have a missile to land on. Here's an interesting thing. I'm wondering if he's taking damage whenever these missiles hit him. I think we gained life there. And if he is taking damage when those missiles hit him, I'm wondering how much damage they're doing. Good, we are on the correct weapon. Just for both these overhead stages, it works out the same way for me. Because I want to have the left weapon open. That way, we can get a little bit of cover. You guys are doing interesting things for making me wonder whether I'm going to survive or not. Whenever I feel like it's needed, I'll slow down and kill things. I didn't visually see that one blow up, but I've noticed that when you start spinning out, that means that that one had blown up. I think we have 2 continues left. Definitely seem to be getting much more comfortable at figuring out this boss. He doesn't feel as much like a sticking point as he did in No Percent. During those first probably 3 or 4 days, I ended up getting really nervous on him. But that's kind of just the way it works. I feel like pretty much any game that you play, any game in motion, I wanted to switch my weapon and I did not do that. So I ended up spinning out instead. Not for literally any other reason Oh, and then, like I said, I did go ahead and hook up YouTube as well. So we're not streaming on YouTube just yet, and the reason for that is I need to be able to see both my chats in order to do that, and I don't have a setup for that just yet. So this should go a lot better because I'm missing opportunities to hit his face because I'm shooting at the ones at the bottom for too long. It should go a little bit better because I've got a way to get through it now. Seems like no matter how many times I do this, though, I always take at least one death. And it's usually at that part where, towards the end, I think where the laser drops. But if it's only just one death, that's alright. And we've got, like I said, I believe 2 continues to work with. And getting to use them on that final section is really good. I'd love to be able to make it to the brain part where he's spinning the different options at us. Oh, okay. I mean, we gotta switch out to switch out to you. Get me through this. Okay. That is absolute chaos. So you get these 2 ones on the bottom taken care of. That is just absolute chaos. So very likely that we game over here, which is alright. I mean, you can't expect like your first time doing a challenge when you just barely beat the game as it is to just like beat that challenge. Can't expect it on the first time, can't necessarily expect it on the second time. I should figure out, I think that second one is your bomb you pick up. And that one's kind of an important one, so I'll try and see if I can figure that out next time. Oh, okay, we only had one left. Alright. Well. I want to fire that bomb right away. That's something I would definitely want to do. I disagree with that. Kind of, but not really disagree with that. It's like I pressed the button, I wanted to instantly be dead. It wasn't. Alright, let's find out which one's which. So I think the second one is, okay, the first one is the bomb. Can we wait that out? So the first one is the bomb, and that's the one I want to pick up. I believe it's a bomb. Is it the bomb? Yeah, it should be a bomb. Oh, I was trying to get on the other side of that, but I didn't even need to do it. And he still didn't die. What are you you doing it in your life that you just won't die? I figured he was that close to die. I wasn't even gonna try and use a bomb on him. Let him go to die. Better go to which is a cross between Dracula and Altered Beast. Oh no. Oh god. Yeah, god. Oh god. Oh god. We weren't expected to necessarily. Oh. Win anyway, so it might as well be a comedy routine at this point. I really did not expect to lose as many lives as I lost against him. Really, I'm not as good at him as I thought I was. That's okay. These are the things that you learn. I mean, you learn as you go to see which patterns you're actually good at and which ones you're not really all that good at. And I think just like that stage 3 mid boss, the one that always likes to slam us, like, I feel like I did his pattern a lot better this time. And I think as we go through it, I will get better at this guy's pattern. Because it's a whole different ball game, whole different ball game when you're trying to do low percent. Oh shoot, I was supposed to be shooting this. And I was not supposed to be jumping there. That was definitely a duck. I've only been going for not even an hour and a half. I kind of feel that's always a good trait. You're like, I don't want to get like that. I don't want to. And yeah, okay, I'll do this time. We'll just see what it's like without that. Maybe I'll like it better. Well, I guess I won't really like it better, but maybe it'll seem tolerable. I mean, I really lost one life. So yeah, it's not too bad. I just don't want to necessarily rely on things that I don't necessarily need. Because at one point, I might actually want to do low percent. I'm starting to feel a little bit more confident on some of this stuff, and that's kind of where my mind's at. I'll get good enough at this stuff that I won't need the bombs. Don't feel any need to even have those bombs for this is a challenge run, so I'm taking it slower than I would on any percent to make sure that we don't accidentally take deaths. Probably could be grabbing those other bombs from earlier. One be up here who does that. Jolt. I was like, am I gonna get there in time? Just thinking how I didn't necessarily think I needed bombs for him anymore. Like, period. And admittedly, that was dumb, me jumping down when I did. So this is good. Even with taking more deaths on there than last time, we're learning this just a little bit of time. I think that's really good. Spinny Winnie. Okay, so this one is back turn, bro. And then a shot that seemed, by my perspective, to come out of absolutely nowhere. Probably very not true, but from my perspective, that's how I saw it. Oh yes, I'll take that bomb, which seems to show up fairly consistently. Just too much crap on the screen right now. Gotta stop and deal with mobs sometime. I would love to take this. In fact, with the way things go, we use a couple of boss. Hold on to one for the next level. But we'll use a couple of these bombs on the boss. Do not know the manipulation. Literally the reason why I was doing that was, I'm not scared of dying against him because it happens every once in a while. But even on low percent, it's not that big of a chance that I'm going to get hit. So just kind of doing that to make this take less screaming. I always check. I feel like I always have to check every time he drops something. Is this something I want to pick up? And the only thing I can pick up is a bomb. Yeah, I should be picking up those other two bombs right after that place where it's pressure around that turret, then right as the flames are coming out, this barrier, then bomb bomb. Beer's going to the right and the bomb bomb's coming from the right to the left. I should be picking up those two bombs on stage one. Since I'm allowing them. I don't know if I agree with that or not. I tried to stop myself, just not quickly enough, not fastly enough. Luckily, those guys help you pretty much keep as much forward momentum as what you already had. That's good. Anytime he will stop right underneath him, that's perfect for me. I don't want to swap weapons while I'm fighting him because, yeah, I don't want to swap weapons, which would change the direction I'm shooting him from, because that's going to make it harder to hit him in the center like I want. Okay, it's a decent fight. Oh, interesting. See, I don't feel like that missile section is too difficult anymore. I just kind of watch how they come up. And since it's been happening that I've been on the right side when that section starts, might as well just see how to do it. And I've been pleasantly surprised with how things go. I'll say that much. I'd be pleasantly happy to get this guy in the first try. Oh, I thought I was down far enough. I usually think I'm down far enough when I'm not. You really got to watch your sprite there. I was barely not far enough down both times. That sucks. Is that a bomb? This is. It's like doing it this way, you're doing things a little bit slower, but it's really not that much slower. I really never expect to die against this guy. I mean, it happens. We saw that happen last continue, but because I should have been paying attention to the fact that his drill was probably about to come out, but you know, it just happened to be something that don't normally see him do that. There, I was very certain it was coming out. Like he got on the other side of that, but just missed it. most of the time, the spread is not good in this game. Unless you can really point blank what you're shooting at, it doesn't feel like it's helpful. Because I think you're just losing it a little too much out on the amount of damage you can do. To the point where it feels like you're doing as much damage as you would with the Peashooter or less. I think that or less part is kind of what bothers me. This guy, he's just the most sadistic boss of this entire game. He really is. Nice we even got out of the screen lock. Like we didn't get any screen lock that time because of how I did it. And it should be possible to do without using another continue. Let's do this part right, please. Okay, got it. Got it. How we're doing this, I want to kill all these turrets, which was what the big problem with that crusher being out there was I wouldn't be able to line up my diagonal shot, and I didn't know that I could do it that well with how it was sitting. Get a good line up for this. Oh, please stop doing that. Dumb. All of that was dumb. Ah, then I got stuck. Wasn't sure what to do. That was awful. Like, none of that should have gone like that. I got stuck right away, and that messed up every part of everything that was happening there. And I have no idea how that's going to affect the rest of the game. Yeah. I almost don't even want to continue on from there because of how bad that was. But we're going to. That's something like I would want to reset, but it takes too long to get back out to that section, so we're just going to keep going on. Because, I always want, like, what bothers me is I always want the best chance that I can have to beat the game, and I felt like that really completely fucked me for the entire challenge, was the fact that I got stuck on the wall. go of all the buttons in order to be able to move again. It just takes too much time. Yeah, I didn't think about this time. I was just like, this is what's going to happen. You guys are eating me about right away. Because I don't know what I'm doing. I just know not enough to forward that way. Yeah, I was just like, I don't want to take another stupid death. I'm gonna stop firing a little bit early to make sure that those lasers don't hit us. Oh, he's still alive? What the hell? I keep forgetting to move on that in order to avoid getting hit by lasers. It's like you can kill those guys, you just have to be set up to shoot pretty decently in order to do that. I feel like I'm making kind of a joke out of that fight now. Anytime you can do anything to avoid taking a death, especially in a run like this. Even though we do get to use as many bombs as we want in this particular challenge, I still feel like it's good anytime that you can avoid losing that way. And shoot. Jump, and you avoid. He only shoots once, even if you let him live. So it's about being able to calm yourself and being able to just jump from that point. Okay, decent kill. Definitely wasn't the fastest, but pretty fast. There's probably plenty of ways to get way more hits in it. I feel like I'm doing a lot better at fighting that guy in ways that, you know, I would be proud of if I was still doing any percent. Wasn't sure if I was gonna make it. Just like I thought might have happened, I definitely could not. Oh, cool. I was like, is that enough to kill him? And sure enough, it did end up being enough. It did ended up being enough. Gotta make sure I'm more gooder at Englishes. Whoa, 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 whoa. Things just spiraled out of control all at once. And what really sucked about that was like the only way that he was going to be able to kill us from here on. There's still the possibility of, you know, him blowing out the missile later on. I think I took another death. Okay, it'd be really nice to at least make it to the next level without using another continue. Oh, why? Why? Actually, don't answer that. Like a bomb, but I didn't want to risk going through that basically minefield for that bomb. That been the worm. It was over there on the other side. I would have used a bomb. I'm going to use both my bombs on this guy once he goes to phase 2. May or may not help. I really want to do everything I can do to make this one be deathless here. Or at least not use my continue. So close. Some really nice recovery. Okay. I will take it. So we really kind of need another life, though, in order to make it through this section here. Otherwise, you know, one of our continues these could be used at a bad time. Positioning, I'm like, might want to take a step back so that we can hit these guys a little bit better. And I almost didn't fire at him anything. I probably had more time than I thought, though. Yeah, we're gonna get this though. That's the thing. Even if it's not this week, we're gonna get this. And the thing is that I think it's gonna be in a fairly short amount of time compared to what I was thinking it would be. I was thinking this could be like a really long challenge, but I mean, we're already making it to the very end. We're making it to the final boss gauntlet on day 2 of attempts, like literally my second attempt through to beat it. I knew it was right about there, but I reacted a little bit slower than I probably should have. Maybe that was enough that I could probably make it. Oh! Even though I knew that was probably going to be the most likely thing to happen, we at least get 2 continues to do this, so I can be happy with that ish. Still would have really liked it to have been more to actually work with. Trying so hard to hop over those guys. But hey, the fact that we only lost 1 life, you know, that 1 life is kind of be expected. But only 1 life, you know, that's really good. I'm proud of that. Okay, I think it was the very first one. Definitely want that for this guy. Because we have what should be at least 3 cycles. Which can get up to 3 deaths. So any amount of bombage that we can do, they can cut down the cycles. It's greatly appreciated. Don't get another bomb because I can kill you before you shoot completely. I knew we could have gotten at least partial shot off, but he shouldn't have been able to shoot all of them. Thanks, Kate. Are you taking off or coming back? a good thing to do. I like taking showers. They warm me up when it's cold outside. Make it so I'm not stinky when I'm going outside. You're curious about something. Go ahead, be curious away. Jump. Duck. Jump, jump, jump. So we're going to talk about that. Like I said, I'm going to, I've got to see. That's bad. I've got to see what it is that you give me and everything to work with. Then we will talk and see out of the things that I'm wanting to get done, what you're interested in doing, what your rates are for everything. You know, it's a whole big thing because there's a lot of things that need to be done. There's a lot of things that I can dedicate myself to these things, but then I'm taken away from other things that I can be doing, and really, as much as possible, the things that I can have somebody else doing, I'm going to want to have somebody else doing. Oh, that was almost really good. I had good jump timing, just he gave me a bad shot. So yeah, as much as possible that I don't necessarily need to be doing myself, the better, because there's certain things like art direction for a lot of the stuff that I personally need to be involved more in that stuff. You know, there's art direction, making sure that the company has enough money to keep going so that I can keep paying the people that are working with me. I mean, all this stuff is very important stuff that I need to be thinking about. And if I'm spending time trying to figure out doing other parts, then that's no bueno. And a lot of the things that I'm going to be working on with the games that I'm creating, it's going to be the level design. So this is turning into not a good attempt. That's the first time he has ever killed me in that mode. So for a really long time, that is the first time he has ever killed me. Okay. Yeah, and then like I've been trying to say, there's only so much money that I can give you. So I mean, at some point we're probably going to have to cap it. You get so much every month to handle the jobs that I give you. And then that's only to be, temporary until I get the finances figured out better. But like I said, I've already got some things that I'm working on that more money to work with you. But that is going to wrap up the stream for today. We put in some good tips at doing Contra 3 with just a Peashooter only, and even though I was a little bit unhappy with how some things went towards the end, we're building up experience and getting the patterns down a little bit better in a lot of areas. Really need to gotta get good at the Ridley boss, and we'll get a little better. But thank you guys for the likes and subscribes. Thanks for the follows on Twitch and on Twitter. Thank you guys for just being here, and thank you for the donations coming in as well. I appreciate every little thing that you guys do as far as that goes. I appreciate you commenting on the YouTube videos when they go up. All that stuff really does matter. And then something else I wanted to bring up is every time that I'm creating a brand new video for the channel, if you're somebody who's interested in that kind of stuff, and I know I don't really do this a whole lot with people that put up their videos, but every once in a while I will. I'll check down the description, but every single video does have its own unique description of what it is that I'm doing, and sometimes I'll put little funny things in there and things that have nothing to do with anything that's going on ever in any universe. And sometimes it's just like this is what happens. This is what like for instance the challenge ones. I will have the full description of everything that's going on in there. So just if you're somebody who likes to interact a little bit more in that way, you can go ahead and check out those descriptions as well, and maybe some will be interesting to you. And all the spelling errors on those are on purpose as well, because I like doing funny stupid things like that. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today. I am the Gumdrog Gamer. You guys have been watching the Gumdrog Gaming channel, and so we're gonna wrap up for YouTube and then wrap up for Twitch here. But thanks for watching, bros and broettes. I'll see you next time. Bye.